In this video, I will be sharing with you some memes, videos, and also the report from Ben Gvir, the extremist leader or minister, ex-minister of US, of actually United States of Israel, I should say. And then I will talk about the serious stuff, which is the oil production, how Saudi Arabia is responding to Donald Trump's request. But before I move on and share all the details with you guys, just to remind you, most of my viewers are not subscribed. Consider subscribing if you are not yet. Israel has become a laughing stock of Middle East, says Ben Gvir. Who is Ben Gvir? We all know him. We have seen this monstrous face. He recently resigned from Israeli cabinet as a minister, and now he is fuming with Netanyahu, and he can smell the lies coming from Netanyahu, the false promises that somehow Gaza will be conquered, or that Israel will have their soldier in Gaza fighting against Hamas and destroying them. He can smell it. He can sense it, that this liar, himself is a liar. He can detect another liar very easily, in this case Netanyahu, and he's basically convinced that this other liar, he is lying to me. Former Israeli National Security Minister Itamar Ben Gvir on Sunday criticized Prime Minister Netanyahu's policies on the Gaza Strip, saying Israel has become, quote-unquote, the laughingstock of the Middle East, and the news agency reported. In an interview with local radio station Kol Barama, the far-right politician denounced the government's handling of the war in Gaza. Quote, we have become a laughingstock of the Middle East, and I'm not sure we even realize it yet. Well, you have not just become a laughingstock, you had always been a laughingstock. We have been laughing about you for a very, very long time. Ben Gvir looks like he just woke up to this realization few minutes ago. Ben Gvir said, quote, he was, quote, the only one in the government who opposed providing humanitarian aid to Gaza, claiming that his stance could have completely changed the situation. Basically, what he was saying is that I wanted this genocide to continue on. I wanted to starve this entire population to death, and I was the only person, and he's so proud about this. Unbelievable monster. There is a level to it. He crossed all of it. He opposed providing humanitarian aid to Gaza, and he thought that was the way of finding victory in Gaza, by starving these people, by killing them, by massacring them. Oh my God. Unbelievable. Like, can you imagine saying this to anyone, any human being, let alone a nation that went through just genocide? Oh my God, unbelievable. Let's read one more time. This is something we must be documenting. He said, the only one in the government who opposed providing humanitarian aid to Gaza, claiming that his stance could have completely changed the situation. You have to take a screenshot and save it in your phone, because in the future, this should be used against him in the court, in the Hague court, and to convict him as the war criminal that he and his cabinet always refuse. Oh, we are saving our country. This is self-defense, and this is that. But then when they get chased by ICC, they cry, ICC is corrupt. The human rights laws, they're corrupt. Yeah, they're corrupt. And what about you monsters? Criticizing Netanyahu's response to U.S. pressure, Ben Gvir said, you cannot govern solely based on external pressure. External pressure? Like, who is pressuring them? You cannot govern solely based on external pressure. I mean, I think he's talking about countries like U.S. or U.K. or Germany giving a lot of pressure on Benjamin Netanyahu. Unbelievable. He's not facing any pressure. They're feeling the pressure. They're getting pressured by Benjamin Netanyahu. It's the other way around, guy. He argued that Israel should never have allowed fuel and humanitarian aid into Gaza, alleging that it benefits Hamas. Unbelievable. Again, take a screenshot. He argued Israel should have not allowed any fuel or humanitarian aid into Gaza. These are all war crimes. These are all genocide statements. And this is a clear intent of genocide. And according to international law, the intention in of itself is enough to call a atrocity genocide. The former minister went on to call for an immediate implementation of what he called, quote, a voluntary migration program for Palestinians in Gaza, not working at all. Quote, we need to launch an initiative to encourage voluntary migration today. President Trump says there is time, but for Israel's interest, we have no time to waste. Like, oh, I knew this. That Ben Gavir will be going against Donald Trump. Basically, he's calling Donald Trump, hey, you are just playing with us. This is exactly what Donald Trump wanted to do with Israel, because he promised that he's going to bring peace in the Middle East. How he's going to do that? By telling Israel, hey, we're going to take over Gaza. Don't worry about it. You guys get out. We're there to stay. And so now Ben Gavir is like, oh, I know what he meant when he said we will be out, U.S. will be in. And that is that he's not going to do anything. Trump is playing Ben Gavir. Trump is playing Bezalel Smotrich, the finance minister. Trump is playing Israel Katz, the defense or foreign minister, whatever. He's playing with all of these ministers. Look, I'm going to be taking over Gaza. Don't worry about it. And meantime, he doesn't do anything. He would not do anything. Donald Trump knows it is not possible to rebuild Gaza, especially after calling it a demolition site, quote unquote. I don't think he'll be interested in investing a single penny. I mean, if Gaza was not demolished, then maybe he would have thought about it. Yeah, it's not going to cost me too much. And then, yeah, I'll go with it. But no, at this moment, no. There are a lot of booby traps on top of this, a lot of bombs, unexploded bombs, so many other things in Gaza. Ben Gavir said he would not return to the government until they commit to destroy Hamas, or until they commit to another genocide very, very soon. This is what basically he is referring to. Now, not only that, Ben Gavir is realizing that they have become a laughingstock. But take a look at this. So the official, his name is Yosef Al-Sadun, and I shared his post the other day. He mocked Trump's Gaza proposal, saying if he wants to be a hero of peace, he should move his Israeli loved ones to Alaska, then to Greenland after annexing it. Yeah, LOL. I mean, everybody is having so much fun with Donald Trump these days. Take a look at this one. This is a skit from, I believe, SNL or something. And they were mocking Joe Biden. It's an old video from 2022, April of 12, the exact date. And take a listen how they're mocking.
Thank you very much. Today, we're going to talk about the crisis in Spain. Yeah, we're going to talk about the crisis in Africa. Yeah, Russia.
Yeah, the senile old man, we used to forget everything, even his own name, his own wife. Thank God he did not, he used to kiss a lot of other women other than his own wife, but thank God he did not, become too intimate with them. He used to sniff young girls' hair. How pathetic, how creepy that is. Take a listen at this particular video, so funny. Just gonna basically he's offering Donald Trump some money and Trump took it. I mean, this is literally what is happening right now. Anybody can give Donald Trump money and he will be able to do things for them and change his mind about everything pretty much. I mean, money is so important. He's saving money. I think the guy was spot on. Show Trump some love. Anybody can do anything with Donald Trump. Not a problem whatsoever. Now, let's talk about the serious stuff at the moment. So, U.S. producers, Saudi Arabia resists Trump's push for increased oil production, Wall Street Journal reports. So, this is coming after we have also seen how U.S. is being played by these politicians or these government officials in Saudi Arabia, and Donald Trump right now is absolutely furious. He's fuming because he requested Saudi Arabia to ramp up oil production, and they're saying thanks, but no thanks. Show the middle finger. American oil producers in Saudi Arabia are pushing back against U.S. President Donald Trump's call to ramp up oil production, signaling reluctance to align with his strategy to lower global energy prices, the Wall Street Journal reported. Trump has repeatedly called for lowering oil prices by increasing production, arguing that undercutting Russia's oil revenue would force Moscow to end its war against Ukraine. Are you crazy, Donald Trump? I don't know how he makes how he thinks about his foreign policy. Something so bizarre. I mean, you're calling Saudi Arabia to increase oil production so that Russia would not have a market for oil, and that's when he will stop the war in Ukraine. I think we have gone past that mark. Russia doesn't care anymore about all of this nonsense, petty stuff. I should say petty stuff that Donald Trump is coming up with. pressuring Saudi Arabia, hey, increase your oil production. While major oil companies were among Trump's top campaign donors, their priority is regulatory relief and long-term market stability rather than an immediate production surge, source told Wall Street Journal. U.S. shale producers have reportedly informed the White House that they do not plan to expand drilling despite Trump's rhetoric about boosting output. So again, they're saying that they do not plan to extend drilling. No, Donald Trump, go somewhere else. F you. We're not going to do it because of your bully behavior. That's how he's trying to get a deal from Canada, from Mexico, from Colombia, from everyone. But with Saudi Arabia, I don't think he can do this. If he talks too much and MBS gets angry, I think MBS, I don't know, because he's a puppet of Donald Trump, no doubt about that. But if it gets to that point where his ego is hurt, MBS actually could decrease oil production instead of increasing them. Saudi Arabia has also conveyed its reluctance to increase production. According to Wall Street Journal, Riyadh has privately informed former U.S. officials that it does not intend to ramp up oil output, a position that has been passed on to the current administration. And this is This was the same position with Joe Biden. And Joe Biden, he actually was very, very adamant, and he pressured a lot on MBS that you guys need to ramp up your oil production, especially after the war started with Ukraine and Russia. But Saudi Arabia said, no, we will not do that. Go and F yourself. Speaking via video link at the World Economic Forum in Davos on January 23rd, Trump said he would ask the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, or OPEC, to lower oil prices, claiming it would bring an immediate end to the war in Ukraine. I mean, why would anybody have their economy get hurt in order to stop a war that a foreign country is demanding to stop? It doesn't make any sense. So the Arabia will not cut its oil production in order to, or lower the price of oil and have less revenue. And this is all because of Donald Trump serving his interest. Oh my God, I don't know how he's making his foreign policy. Obviously, Gaza plan has fallen apart. Donald Trump's Gaza plan, clean out Gaza plan, is gone, is done. OPEC, which includes 12 member states, including Iraq, Iran, Kuwait, and Saudi Arabia, controls about 30% of the global oil supply and can significantly influence prices through production adjustments. Trump's energy policy aligns with broader effects to increase pressure on Russia's economy. Keith Kellogg, the incoming U.S. peace envoy, told Fox News on January 24th that stricter measures targeting Russian oil industry could weaken the Kremlin's financial standing and force it into negotiations. What about your promise, Donald Trump, when you said you're going to end the war even before you assume office on January 20th? This is what he said in his election campaign many times, that the war will be ending before I even take office. And some other times he said it is going to take only 24 hours for him to end the war in Ukraine and Russia. And now we still see the war. Putin, I think he's begging Putin to have a meeting with him, and Putin agreed to it, I believe, as to what I understand. But nevertheless, it doesn't really bring any positive result for Donald Trump, because Putin meeting Donald Trump doesn't mean he will end the war or, subjugate to Trump's demand and his bullies. He's not going to bow down to him. Trump has claimed that his team has already held quote-unquote very serious discussions with Russian officials about the war in Ukraine, and suggested that he and Russian President Putin could soon take quote-unquote significant steps towards ending the conflict. Yeah, good luck with that. Putin said on January 24th that Russia is ready for talks with Trump, whom he described as having a quote-unquote pragmatic and trusting relationship with Moscow. Reuters reported on January 23rd that Putin is increasingly concerned about Russia's economy, citing 5 undisclosed sources. Basically, this is Russian war. They will end it according to their own terms and conditions, not what he wants, not what Donald Trump, how he wants it to end. He is resorting. Nevertheless, I should give Trump some credit, because he's becoming so desperate. He's trying to have a good relationship. He's groveling to Putin, telling him, hey, my boy, please, my man, not boy. Putin will not be like to be called boy. Hey, my man, please, can you stop the war? I'm going to do everything. And then next thing he calls Saudi, hey, Saudi Arabia, can you stop? Can you decrease your oil production? The oil price, or can you decrease your oil production? Hey, Egypt, can you do this? Hey, Egypt. So yeah, he is trying There is no doubt about that, but nothing is panning out for Donald Trump. Putin said on January 23rd that Russia is ready for talks with Trump, whom he described as having pragmatic and trusting relationship with Moscow. Ukraine's President Vladimir Zelensky, the moron, has said that Trump could fulfill his promise to end the war, but only if Ukraine is included in the negotiations. Who will have a comedian on the negotiation table between two superpower, Russia and US? I mean, I would see the last person in the room is a comedian, is a joker, to be in the room talking about serious stuff. Yeah, I mean, this guy should have resigned long time ago, because Zelensky is just a pathetic guy, a complete disaster.